I always find it very funny when a car gets released as a mini racer and a color changer before they actually get released in their 155 scale diecast form. I don't know why Mattel does that sometimes. I guess it's just because, they got a lot of different lines going and they need to keep them all interesting. So maybe, they try to sprinkle in a bit of newness to all three of the big cars, kind of like lines that they have going. I'm not really sure. But either way, we finally after about almost 2 years now of Cars on the Road, we finally do have President Mater as a diecast. And now that I think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense as to why Mattel waited until this year, 2024, in particular. I mean, the only logical reason I can think of is because of, well, what I just said. They want to sprinkle in a bit of newness to all the different lines that they have going. But another thing is obviously the fact that there is an election that will happen later on this year. So I think it just makes sense to do the brand new President Mater in the election year. So I guess that's a good idea, Mattel. Maybe you'll sell more President Maters that way. I'm not really sure. But either way, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. Pretty odd to see Mater as a president. I gotta say, I never thought that that would be one of the new variants that we'd see him as in Cars on the Road. When it first came out, obviously. This was definitely one of the more unexpected ones because we knew about Cave's Mater, we knew about Roadrunner Mater, kind of. We just saw concept art of those two Maters. And then I think what other one did we see? Oh, the Bigfoot one. But I guess we just speculated that, we'd have some sort of Bigfoot inspired Mater. And then obviously ended up being Cryptid Buster Mater. But I don't think anyone really could have predicted President Mater, that's for sure. And this version of Mater obviously appears in the 7th episode of Cars on the Road, B movie, when Lightning McQueen and Mater sign up to be actors in the legendary horror movie director Bella Cadavre's new movie, which was called, before it got canned, it was called, what was it called? Attack of the Space Zombies from Planet B. That's what it was. And Mater was very, very excited to be in said movie, and he ended up being a much better actor than Lightning McQueen. And, they had a bit of a little disagreement, but then they came to terms and they made up, and then they were arguing once again in the next episode when they turned into road warriors. But anyways, really nice artwork. It's funny because we saw it a long time ago when the color changer of this guy came out, about a year before the 155 scale diecast came out, or just, yeah, it just came out now, I guess. Maybe a bit earlier in the States, but for me in Canada, just came out, well, about a month ago, actually. I found this guy. It was like, I think early April, late March, so I actually found him really early on. He came out of 2023 singles case E, and I'm surprised I was able to find the entire half count version of that case at Wally Mart. So I actually was able to get not one President Mater, but two. The other one is somewhere over there on the wall. Yeah, there he is. You can see the bit of blue. But yeah, he looks really cool. And one thing I'm already noticing with him in the package is that he has his larger tow hook that actually works and can tow McQueen. So that's cool. That'll be interesting. I really like his expression. I can already see it there as he's in his plastic prison. I gotta say, it looks nice. Also, can't forget to point out, well, obviously he's not on the Cars on the Road packaging, it's just red riders, but also it does say new for 2024, which I find pretty darn cool. I know I'm doing these Cars on the Road 2024 releases out of order, not that there's really any order, but, I just wanted to get through with all the Case E stuff before it becomes, like, not really new anymore. I was kind of trying to wait to get the other 2023 Cars on the Road Maters, but I just don't think it's going to happen in time. I don't even have Cryptid Buster Mater, and I have one Road Rumbler Mater, but I don't really want to open it, so I just ordered one online. Hopefully it'll come in either bad or good condition, and then I can decide on when to open. But I know it's confusing. Anyways, as on the back, as seen in Cars on the Road, we got Rodette Marker, but I still got a review soon. She's technically the first new 2024 release, as a single at least. And then Randy coming back for 2024, Kirsten Marshall coming back. Unfortunately, already found like 20 of them in the past week alone. Then we have Adam Rodriguez, we got Mallory Cartwright, and Mato. So not really the most exciting bunch of cars, because a lot of them we already saw in 2023. But whatever, without any further ado, let's bust open this brand new President Mater. Alright, now this has got me thinking, how would Mater actually be as a president? I really do think that he would make one of the best ones ever. There really hasn't been a whole lot of great ones in the past few decades. I'm not even from the States, but I can already tell you that much. I know that for one, Mater would definitely want to teach everyone how to tractor tip and to drive backwards for sure, how to use the rear view mirrors. But other than that, I think he would actually be a really good president because I think he would treat everyone equally. And, I think he would just be a president for the people and not for the paycheck, if you know what I mean. Like Trump, as I just saw he was at Chick-fil-A recently and they made a big fuss about it. Like, what in the heck? Like, what's going on? How do you call that a president? He's not anymore. Maybe he will be later on in the year. Who knows? I don't want to get into all stupid politics and all that on the Cars Garage. But there will be a presidential election later on in the year in November, I believe. So I don't know. Maybe Mater will run. He definitely fits the part with his new look. Anyways, though, yeah, President Mater. I do love this diecast. I think the blue paint that they used actually looks really, really nice. It's like a cool periwinkle blue, and it seems to be applied really nicely. We don't seem at first glance to have that problem like we did on Randy, the hearse, where some parts of him weren't really painted. I'm actually noticing that a little bit with the engine area, but we'll get to that later. As for the blue, though, it seems like they did a great job painting up Mater, so that's cool. Gave him a fresh new look. I love his new expression, too. It seems like his mouth is actually the same as just your typical Mater's mouth. It doesn't look like they actually changed the casting for that, which is weird because I really thought that it was different, but I guess not. The eyes are definitely different though, just plastic, obviously, so they can swap out the eyes whenever they want and change up the expression, which is nice, but the actual casting for this car isn't any different. But still, it does definitely give off a different appearance, the new paint job and the new expression. Anyways, though, before we get too far into it, I want to show you where President Mater appears at in the B movie episode. He stands up on the podium when Bella Cadavre offers him the role, and he is very, very starstruck to get such a grand role in the B movie, of course. And Bella Cadavre actually tells him that he has to write his own presidential speech, but he never ends up really getting to say it for the movie. He stays up all night writing it, and then it doesn't even get used because obviously the next day, Mater and McQueen go in for their next day on the job, and they're out of jobs. They cancel the movie, and Ivy comes in, of course. So yeah, poor McQueen and Mater, their acting careers really did not live very long, but at least they had fun while they were pursuing them, as short as they were. Anyways, though, yeah, it doesn't look like they really painted the engine all that great. It's supposed to be like a slate gray, but I don't know. It just looks like they missed some parts, especially in the back here. Like, look at that. They left it blue. It's like they didn't have enough paint to finish the job. I don't know why. But it's weird because they painted other parts of like the inside, like not even really the engine parts, like as you can see right there on both sides. And then even on the back of him, like that's just like the inside, like trunk almost, like the frunk, I guess it would be called, where the engine sits in. I don't know why they painted that part, it doesn't really make much sense, but then like they left other parts of the actual engine, which is supposed to be painted, they left it unpainted. So I don't really get that. Not really the best paint either. It's like kind of grainy, the blue showing through all of it really. It's a little bit darker in the like on the top, but I don't know. It's not really that great. Nice deep mouth though. I don't know why his teeth are darker. They're almost like brown. Definitely darker than just your typical Mater's buck teeth, but whatever. Looks alright, I guess. He has his one headlight there. He's missing this one, of course. It is kind of cool to see a Mater that's all paint and polished, but yet still like is missing certain parts on him, like his headlight and his hood. I don't think we really have ever seen a Mater like that appear in anything except for, I mean, they did like the NASCAR and the Glow Racers Mater. I guess those are exceptions that kind of are like this one where they're painted, but yet they're still missing parts, but they don't appear in anything, so it doesn't really count. Anyways, though, yeah, his wheels look pretty nice. He has some gray rims, no trim or anything, but they look alright. I think they're supposed to be more like silver, so I don't really know why they use gray paint, but whatever. At least all the silver on like the side view mirrors and the tow cable does seem really, really nice. Like the whole tow cable part in the back, big old contraption here. It is really silver and it is plastic, of course, but you almost can't even tell, which is really nice. It's like they spray painted it. It doesn't even look like anything from Mattel. Like I've seen how people have just like spray painted their cars silver for whatever reason, and that's what this reminds me of. It's a very pure looking silver. Does not look plasticky in the least bit, so that's nice. Obviously, on the top, he's missing his one little headlamp there, but all of the housing for the lights is all nice and gray, darker than it would normally be. I don't know why they didn't really color in the little door handle there. It should be gray. But whatever. Anyways, this is really the main attraction right here, his coat of arms. Let's zoom in on that because it's actually a pretty cool decal. I'll need to flip it over so that you can read it. It says Mater Seal of the President of the United States. Very cool. We have the coat of arms in the middle there. That would normally be like an eagle holding, supposed to be like an olive branch, and then arrows in his talons, which is supposed to represent peace and war. And then there's like an interstate sign in the middle, so they definitely clarified it. It's not really an eagle. I know it's hard to see, but I was just looking at how it looks in the movie. I'll show you how it looks, or not in the movie, in the show. There it is in the show, just so that you can see it clear, because this isn't really the best clarity. You really can't read what it says. But in like the top part there, it says "Si Furibus Unum," which just kind of means, it's like Latin for like I think it means like what does it mean? I just looked it up and now I'm forgetting. Oh, like out of many one. So like out of many one is chosen to be the president is basically what it means. Well, that's kind of cool. They kind of clarified it. It would normally say like e pluribus unum, which I guess means the same thing. I don't really know how that's clarified. They just kind of put bus, so I guess that's clarified. A furry bus. I don't really get it, but it is cool that they clarified the eagle. It's like a hammer or something, or a jar. You really can't see it, but I just showed you how it looks in the show, so hopefully you guys could see it good. It does have wings, but I don't know, it's kind of weird, but the writing on top is on the banner. You really can't read it on this diecast, though. Might as well also show you how it actually looks in real life. A real coat of arms, just for fun. There it is. It would normally say E pluribus unum, and it would normally not say Mater Seal, it would just say Seal of the President of the United States. But still, pretty cool. They clarified it a little bit. Then he has his yellow stripe here on the side. Looks very presidential. Very cool. Nice little light in the back there. And then need to zoom it out a little bit too zoomed in now. There we go. You can see his license plate. I was really wondering why that it's full of like little red dots, and then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, it's the rust from just a normal Mater's license plate. They just didn't remove the rust. It seems a little bit bigger too, and you can tell that it's almost like matte in a way, like it's blurry. Maybe it's just the blurriness actually. Very grainy decals from Thailand, but you can see it's like all red, and that's the rust that Mater normally has on his license plate. So they really should have removed that. I don't think it should be rusty. Everything else on him is not rusty, so why would his license plate be? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I guess Mattel just didn't have the right decal, I guess, like a A113 license plate without rust on it. I guess they just didn't have that available to them to put on. I'm not sure, but whatever. At least they detailed it all very nicely. They colored in the hinges and the tail lights there, and even the roof lights up here. They're white. Sometimes they're red, sometimes they're white. Doesn't seem to really make much sense. I don't really like how they applied the paint on the little siren up here. It's like some parts are painted darker than other parts. Really doesn't look all that great, but I don't know. It's alright. He does have a larger toe hook too, so we'll have to test that out later on. But I'll show you the base. Nice and gray. Normally Mater does not have a gray base. It says S48A. That's the date stamp, so he was made on the 48th week of 2023. Very nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it for President Mater. Do want to show you guys how he looks next to the mini racer. The mini racer has pretty much the same expression. He's kind of trying to look off to the side. Doesn't really look like it though, because not as much surface area. But pretty cool. The mouth is a little different. The engine actually seems like they painted that better. They only got the parts they needed to paint, and the paint seems to be clear. But it is smaller. Actually, no, they didn't paint the backside of the engine either. So I guess I don't know why Mattel just didn't get enough paint on there, but whatever. At least you can see the decal on the side. It's even blurrier though because it's smaller. And even the license plate is still red, so don't know why they didn't remove the rust, but whatever. At least I think everything else on them looks good. There's a few little complaints, but for the most part, this is a really nice diecast. I really do like this President Mater a lot, but definitely let me know what you think of him down in the comments below. I know you guys will. Start up a little conversation down there, but here is Color Changers President Mater, who I have, but I never opened because I never found two. He's in his teal form right now. He does go to a darker blue, which is supposed to be just the regular President Mater color, although it's not perfect. It's a little bit too dark. So it's kind of like you're getting two new colors in one card, which is kind of cool. I really should open them, but he's on perfect card, and I never found a second one, so never did. New expression, obviously. That's the, well, not really new, but it's the Precision Series expression for Mater, or like the Race Team one from Cars 2, kind of the same as that. But yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. It just color changes, of course. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's really it. I do want to test out the towing feature. Tow Deputy Hazard McQueen. So squeaky. That's cool though. It's supposed to be squeaky, so I like that. You can tow them from the back or the front. So it's cool that they put all the holes in all these new McQueens these days because, I guess they're starting to make all the maters, no matter what variant it is, with the larger tow hook. So I guess that's nice, It makes it look a little bit too, I mean, it's kind of big, so it makes it look a little bit inaccurate. But, oh well, at least you can play with it and it's kind of fun. I don't really mind. What is the best new diecast that we've gotten from the B movie episode, though? Well, it's definitely not Doug Crankle, and I would say not Bella Cadavre because she's a little on the basic side. I guess it'd have to be either McQueen or Mater, and I kind of want to go with Mater just because, I mean, I like his color. It's very unique, and I like the little carvifications on the side and stuff. Love the silver on the tow cable and the mirrors. It just looks nice. I think this is a really nice diecast. McQueen's really good too, though. Hopefully, we can get his new slime variant before long as well. But anyways, yeah, I think that'll be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time right here on the Cars Garage.